Hello, it's Sev here from Motorhome Dealer Group. Welcome to the video guide for this style of boiler drain down valve. Now, there probably is a more technical name for this type. It is relatively common, especially in continental vehicles, but this boiler drain down valve is similar in a way to the Truma frost control, but it's just got a slightly different set of controls on it. So this is usually in place to serve as a boiler drain down valve, as I've mentioned. You can see this pipe running along here, and this valve is attached to it, essentially opening or closing the water supply in this pipe. Now, what we have is this black housing and this red plunger on the top. The plunger can either be down like it is now, or we can pull it up like so. When it's up in this position, this is the closed position, and typically there will be a little sticker on the top that you can see there that says this. But up is the closed position, which is how you're going to want this to be when you're using the motorhome normally. So this will allow the boiler to keep hold of all of its water. You can use your motorhome absolutely fine. When you want to drain down your water boiler for any other, any reason such as winterizing or any reason for draining the motorhome whatsoever, the way you drain your boiler is to simply push the plunger back down. Okay, it can be a little firm to do it, but it will do it with a big thump, as you saw, like that, and that will now open the valve, and all the water will now drain from the boiler system. And just like the Truma frost control, the water typically goes straight out the bottom of the vehicle, somewhere in the location of where this valve is. It doesn't go into the waste tank. But that's it. Now that's basically how you would manually operate it. Of course, when you want to use the motorhome again, just give it a little pull. It's not as stiff to pull up as it is to push down. You just give it a little pull and it will click into the up position like that. Now, that's simple. So why a video guide on something like this? Well, it does have an automatic function, and the automatic function, again, just like the Truma frost control, this can basically set itself off when the temperatures in the compartment it's held in drop too low. So if it experiences cold temperatures, it can trigger itself, and what it will do is then pop the plunger down on its own. This is designed as a fail-safe, so that if you forget to drain the boiler down, or if you experience freezing temperatures unexpectedly, then this will hopefully save your boiler from getting frost or ice damage. So please don't use it as your main way of draining the boiler down. The automatic function might not trigger, it might not work. It is a fail-safe at best, so please always drain your boiler system manually, but this fail-safe does exist if, as a potential extra life for your boiler system. Now, because of this automatic function, it's worth noting that you might not know what state this is in. And what I mean by that is you could, for example, if you've not used the motorhome for a period of time, there's been some idle period while the vehicle's been stationary, and the plunger may have actually operated in the interim period. So, for example, you left it as it closed like this, with it pulled up and with some water in the water system, because you're only going to be a few days between your next little trip out with the vehicle. However, in those days it's got cold, that's popped itself, your water's dumped out of your boiler, and then you come to want to use your motorhome. You're going to then fill the water tank up and then turn your water pump on, and lo and behold, you lose all of your water at the bottom of the vehicle because you assumed this valve was still closed when it's, of course, opened in that interim period. So as a recommendation, of course, and you may have already figured this out, always check the status of this valve before you fill up and you try to use your motorhome normally, just to make sure that it is closed and not open as you would sort of not expect. So that is basically it for this control system. Apologies for not knowing the correct term for it, but like I say, very similar to a Truma frost control. If you've had one of those in the past, it's essentially the same, just with a slightly easier, if you will, set of controls to operate. So like I say, up for closed, down for open. There should be a sticker on the top saying the same thing, and always check it before you use your motorhome. So there we go. My name's Sev, thanks very much for watching, and all the best.